what we love. Risk the follow, we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to a wonderful day of Risen Esports Gaming. We got ourselves a fun day ahead of us. It is going to be IKEA versus MRG, folks. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Let's get ready to go. I am joined in the booth today by Arrow. Arrow, how you doing, big dog?
Hey, Cal, how are you? I'm doing all right. Long week of League of Legends, and then now we're right back into it with two brand new teams to League, and I'm super excited to see what these two teams can bring and show us what they want to do today.
Absolutely. MRG having a little bit of a rough spot, I believe, in the current season, having a few changes around with their comp, with their players. IKEA trying to create a little win streak going for them, seeing if they can't add to it today. Prediction time. Arrow, who you got as the winning team right now as they finish out their bans?
Well, initially, I mean, I had Moonrock. I'm intrigued by this roster, even though they're 0-2 on the season. I'm intrigued by this roster. They have, a really strong top laner that, has 37.6% of the team's damage share. So I think this is a pretty hard carry top lane focused team. But then, they've had a few roster changes recently. So hopefully, they have the same synergy going into this series, and they can showcase it against IKEA. But I'm pretty high on Moonrock Gaming. Just their roster construction seems pretty solid, so I'm 2-1 in favor of Moonrock Gaming.
All right, he's got MRG. I myself have IKEA, but like he said, they have that incredibly strong top laner that often kind of throw teams for a loop. They're not expecting the strong side to be the top side. So sometimes when they're on that island, they really just get that massive leak and put it into other places. But as we've seen before, topside can be an island. Even when you get fed, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win the game. And here we go, guys. Picks have begun. Arrow, what do you think about these picks?
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, a lot of good picks I'm liking so far. Moonrock prioritizing that Vi, pretty standard. I think Vi is just a solid champion, especially now that IKEA picked the Jinx into it. I think we have some arcane references to make now, but I like Vi. I mean, I'm not too sold on the Jinx, but Jinx is just a solid hyperscale carry. Etho, one of their better champions, of course, and I think Thresh would be a good pairing here. But they have to deal with this Lucian Nami in the bot lane. So if Moonrock can push their lead with this Lucian Nami, then this IKEA bot lane might struggle. But something I failed to mention in our predictions, though, is IKEA do have one of the better junglers in the league in Fajita. So it's for me, it's like we have Yargray in the top lane for Moonrock. That's going to be like the key player, and then Fajita on IKEA to kind of facilitate how the game is going to be played out and everything.
Yeah, and just what a difference maker having a strong jungler can be. And it looks like he might be rocking the Volibear this game, who's seeing a great time in the jungle with that Dusk Dawn item. A very good user of it. I think everyone who's able to build it seems to be building it these days. So incredible item. I got the first 3 picks looking good for both teams. And like you said, MRG with that Lucian Nami early game, they really got to get those early kills, really got to get that lead begun, because if they let Jinx scale, it is game over if Jinx is even by 15 minutes.
It's going to be hard, but I think Moonrock do have the Vi. That might make it a little easier for them to get onto that Jinx, even if they do get fed. But, if there's no damage to follow up the Vi, or Vi's diving in alone, then, you're not killing this Jinx, of course, right? So, looking at the bans, Alawi, Garen, Darius are all Yargray's best champions, so no surprises there. Anivia, Poppy are also, some of IKEA's better champions. So I'm like a lot of comfort picks off the board here. So I'm interested to see what IKEA want to prioritize here are for, and then what Moonrock want to kind of answer in the mid lane, and then blind potentially top lane.
Yeah, IKEA definitely well aware of what they got in store for them there in the top lane, using 3 out of their 5 bans on top laners. Really trying to get MRG out of their comfort zone, trying to get them off of their star player, and we're going to see if MRG can't sidestep this hurdle and continue to carry there from the top side. Obviously, the Vi going to be a huge part of that.
For sure. I kind of like the Swain, actually. This is pretty good adaptation for IKEA, recognizing that Vi, Lucian Nami, you kind of want to, go in, and Swain wants you to kind of, come into him, and then he can pop his demonic ascent and heal off of everybody. But Syndra coming in here, not really sure how a Syndra Swain lane works. I mean, I assume Syndra can outrange a Swain fairly easily, so looks like a pretty solid counter pick. But I do fear for this Swain, scaling late with this Jinx and becoming unkillable at some point in the game. But Syndra, one of those press R champions, and if Vi pops R onto a Jinx and then Syndra presses R, it's just an absolute deletion of whoever is getting ulted right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Syndra definitely going to have the advantage there against the Swain, but the thing about going mages into Swain, often you will run out of mana before he runs out of health. So hopefully he can stay healthy, see if he can't stay in that lane. But Syndra definitely with the advantage as a mid laner myself. Love seeing these kind of matchups. Love seeing the mages mid. So excited to see what this Syndra can do. Small part of myself rooting for MRG because they got that mage mid.
Gotcha. Yeah, and we have our blind pick, which is going to be Ornn here for Yargray, which is interesting, and it's going to be counter picked by Zehen. So this is a pretty new matchup because this new Zehen champion is very new. So I'm pretty excited to see. I think this will be my first game casting as Zehen, so this will be fun.
Absolutely. I am stoked for it, Zehen. I've seen him be played a few times. Still not fully aware how the champion works. I have him for the most part. But all those new players always have the fun, not only watching them play, but also just getting to be able to figure them out as you go, see exactly what they do, where their strengths line. And I think people are starting to see where Zaheen is. I myself am not too familiar with it yet, but I do love watching him. He has some incredible plays, and that revive mechanic can be very, very strong.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty game-changing in this draft. So looking at both drafts, I mean, I like what each team has. Moonrock, they have, a pretty standard front to back. I mean, they have a lot of engage options, which I love. Having, an Ornn ult from afar, a Vi ultimate to start you off, a Nami wave to follow up. I really like what Moonrock has kind of put on the board. And then IKEA this is your scaling composition, right? Jinx is going to scale, Swain's going to scale. I think Zehen is is a more scaling champion.
Right. I think he might scale.
I think he might.
We haven't fully figured out. Is he a scaling champion?
Yeah.
I've seen him do well late game. Does that mean he's a scaler? Right. He's just one of those champions. But that's part of the fun of him, man. Is figuring out exactly where he lies.
Right. And like you were saying earlier, Cal, it's like he does have that revive mechanic. So if he can pop that revive mechanic, use it, that's gonna build space for this Jinx, and it's gonna, allow Jinx to do her thing, get a reset, get excited, and then just take over the fight, of course, right? But you just got to keep an eye on that Vi and that Syndra combo. It's just you just got to make sure you don't get popped by that. But looking at the comps, Cal, what do you think? Who do you favor in this composition?
I still say that IKEA is going to win based off just their synergy and the way they play together. I do really like MRG's comp, though. If I was going into this completely blind and just saw comp, I think I would actually vote on MRG. I do love their engage with that Vi, with that Ornn. Ornn is just such a great champion to have on the field with you. It's a guaranteed tank. It's guaranteed engage, guaranteed additional items as you get towards the late game with the upgraded items. So just even if he's not having a great game, he just needs to get some XP, get some levels, and he will help his team out no matter what. Yes. So I love seeing that. Agreed. However, IKEA, such a strong team, and I just think they're somehow still going to take this, even though they are down in the composition.
For sure. I think you brought up a lot of good points there. Moonrock definitely solid engage. The only thing that I'm very cautious about for Moonrock is that if this Lucian doesn't really get ahead, if the Syndra doesn't really get a little bit of a lead, you might run out of damage enough to kill both a Swain and a Zehen. And a Volibear for that matter. So, you pop everything onto a Jinx, what's left for the rest of the team is my question. So, it'll be interesting to see what Moonrock can kind of, work around, move around the map. I think most of the lanes are pretty even, or I'm gonna say, Moonrock favored in the bot lane just because Lucian Nami is such a potent combination. I will say, Yargray on the Ornn versus a Zehen. I assume Ornn is good since they're a tank. They should struggle a little bit into this bruiser of a Zehen. So, the top lane might be a losing matchup, but Yargray, like I was saying earlier, they have a huge damage share, gold share for Moonrock. So, them being on a tank is going to be an interesting switch up for Moonrock. They're probably used to Yargray being their win condition, but now it's more so he's going to try to be that solid, stabilizing topside focus and have the rest of his team kind of pick up the slack for him.
Absolutely. And I've seen some even tanky orange do some insane damage. Riot has a way of making these tanky champions that build tank items still seem to just chunk your health bar down like no other. But like you mentioned, that Jinx is definitely going to be MRG's prime target. But I mean, that there's not many better supports as far as peeling than Thresh goes. He has the Flay, he has the hook, he has the box. A lot of ways of getting champions off of this Jinx, hopefully protecting this ADC. But I think IKEA really needs to get their Jinx fed. Team number one really needs to see if they can't keep their top laner in this game. They don't need him to be fed. They need to really see if they can't get their bot lane going early, using their advantage that they have with this Lucy and Nami. But we will see if these teams can up to the task, guys. Which one is going to come out on head? You guys decide in chat who you think is going to come out with the win. And we will be right back. These teams are getting ready to go. We are getting ready to go. We are going to come back with game number 1 of Risen Esports after this, folks.
to hold our heads up high and beat the drum to what we love. Risk the fall, oh, we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A soul ray of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light. Hearing voices from afar, join the madness when the curtain falls. Risk it all, hold nothing back. Seize the day, we must attack. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A soul ray of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants?
Ladies and gentlemen, it has begun. Risen Esports game number 1 kicking off here. You got MRG rocking the blue side, IKEA rolling on the red side, making their way out onto the rift, ready to do some battles, ready to see who comes out on top. Here we go.
Hell yeah. And so as we're going into game, I mean, I think I've mentioned it a few times, but new season, level ones, not really there's no invades, no real funny plays anymore. Minion waves spawn a lot quicker, so you're just gonna see people like kind of just staring at each other, maybe putting some early wards, but mostly nothing spicy. Unfortunately, they took that part out of the game. But as we can looking at the wards, there's a ward. Just a few entrance wards in the bot side river jungle, so nothing too fancy, but looks like we're just gonna be going through laning phase a little bit, probably trying to go for some level 2s in bot lane, but top lane's just gonna try and survive. And for now, nothing too spicy so far.
Yeah, let those with those game changes, no more big invades early game. It seems like that seems to be a thing of the past, which I miss seeing. But I do like the game getting started earlier. Always nice to get off to the action real quick.
For sure. And as we're just looking at the waves right now, like it looks like IKEA is going to hit level 2 first, so they're gonna push off Lucian Nami off the wave, which is quite surprising considering, like, as we were talking about in draft, Lucian Nami, you really want to be, kind of pushing your advantage early. You're going to be much stronger in the early game, so you kind of want to use that to your advantage and do that. But getting level 2 later, kind of unfortunate, but it looks like they're even now. But with the wave pushing into them, not looking too good in terms of the game plan for them. But I think even CS right now, everything's gonna be completely fine. Hook lands.
Massive long range stun by Thresh is gonna land the flay as well. It looks like the Jinx putting pressure on the Lucian. Wraith of Saith right there trying to find the ADC, is gonna get his support out of there without too much danger. But Vi working away bot lane.
Not too bad, not too bad. I mean, I think both junglers pathing bot. Not sure what Fajita can do. Lucian Nami under tower right now. I don't think they're in dive threat. But Vi also pathing down. But great hook there from what a knobhead on the Thresh there. But I think everything's going to be completely fine. The CS is completely even, and they could look for a back here, but it looks like they're just going to get a ward into Tribush, try and spot out this Vi if they want to go for an early gank. So really like that ward, preventing, some of the winning conditions that... Ooh, the hook lands again.
There it is, and then another point-blank stun is going to land. The Jinx lands the slow. It looks like
double
Nami
bubble.
tries to get out, but lands a clutch double bubble to keep the red team at bay. And Lucian, he wants to dive back in. He thinks he has a fight.
Ooh.
The Jinx goes down. The flash is not going to save her. Thresh now in trouble, but Volibear going to join the fight. Fajita lands the stun onto the Nami. The flay is too late. Nami goes down, and
the hook again.
As well, another hook is going to land. The health bar looks low. Down goes the Thresh. The Lucian picks up a double. Can he get one more? Fajita on the chase, has the stun, gets the kill. And it looks like Vi is the last member left in the fight, standing there with dead players all around. Blue team pick up 3, red team grab themselves 2.
Wow, what a 3v3 that we just happened in the bot lane there. Crazy things happening there. Really good. Oh, let's solo kill in the top lane.
And another thing happening there he is, Yargray with the flash. Saheen thought he got out. It was not enough. The auto attack finishes that fight. 4-2 now. And we got MRG picking themselves up an early lead.
Hell yeah, let's go, Moonrock. I mean, I had a 2-1 here, so I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about my predictions so far. But again, this is early. This is just the early game. But going back to that 3v3 bot lane, wow, it was just a great hook again from Knobhead. But Wrath of Sath just being super aggressive there, going onto the Jinx and just getting that PTA proc just barely enough to finally kill them, trading 1-for-1 there, and then Fajita coming in for a great counter gank, but it was Def not trying, just like coming in for a better counter gank, and it's just cleaning up the fight there. So overall, a 4-for-2, and especially when you count the top lane solo kill there, it's like really looking good here for MRG. This is exactly what they wanted. They want all the kills mostly going on to Lucian and 1 kill going on to Vi. So it's looking really good for MRG right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting that Lucian a couple kills. Their top laner, their star top laner, Yargray, getting himself a solo kill definitely helps out. And once again, Lucian has a fight. The flay is not going to land. The bubble is going to hit, but Lucian already backed off in that fight. No more damage to be done.
And now with the 2 kills, the gosh, Caulfield's Warhammer now completed for Lucian. I think they're going for an Essence Reaver, I assume. But oh, looks like Fajita's looking again. No
And
flashes.
Fajita looking for a gank. Has level 5. No big Stormbringer, so he's not going to come in. No ultimate available yet. Lucy and Anami have the quickness to get out of there. And meanwhile, top side fight brewing a little bit for these two. The players are so tanky. Don't think we can get a kill right now. We were surprised a second ago with that Volibear solo.
For sure, and I think Volibear that showing up there is just to kind of alleviate a little bit of the pressure that that Jinx and Thresh were feeling. Not too upset about that show, just to kind of show, hey, you can't be too aggressive there. So not too disappointed with that. But going to the top lane, I mentioned in draft like Yargray, playing a tank top laner. It's like you not really what his MO has been so far in this season, especially when you look at all the numbers of like damage share, gold share. It's like this is like the carry top laner incarnate, right? But looking at this Ornn, it's like, man, the tank top laner. Oh, Vi's looking for a kill here.
And here we go. Vi does have the ultimate. She's going to go in. Cease and assist is you. The bubble's going to hit as well. Quick play onto the Jinx. The Thresh not able to get off the ADC, and he's trying to run away. But he's got 3 blue team members on the chase. Looks to the Triburst for protection. It does not provide it. Double kill for the blue team. And we head right into some more action here. Topside Vegeta. He has a gank as well. Still without ultimate, though. Cannot join with a big play. And Ornn under tower. It looks like Zaheen taking a few tower shots for that. Great play by the blue squad. Pick up another couple kills. They're Lucian 2, 1, and 3. Looking good on this field. Yeah,
wow, Vi hitting level 6 already and just immediately pathing bot, clicking on Jinx. And this is just the combo that we were talking about in Draft Cal. It's like you just press R on Jinx, and what can Jinx do? Thresh can provide a lantern, but as soon as that Vi ultimate is on you, that Vi is following you wherever you go. So it's not looking too good for Etho right now in this bot lane. I mean, they are up 7 CS, but it's 2 kills on this Lucian. Essence Reaver almost completed, and now also 2 kills on the Vi. I do have to apologize. I think Nami did get the kill onto Jinx, but a kill is still a lot of lost experience, a lot of lost gold. But that early 33 coming in clutch there, Vi getting a few kills or getting a kill, a few assists, and then being back on the map got them level 6 faster, so they were able to go run bot, punish the no flashes as well, and really accelerating this game ahead. 1.2k gold lead at this point. Not insurmountable, but Moonrock really playing to their strengths right now.
Yeah, great job by them. I mean, take a real quick look at the CS lead, though. Swain doing an incredible job, almost 30 CS above the Syndra, kind of going unnoticed here because of lack of involvement in these fights. And James holding on to a 15 CS lead as well. We have ourselves another kill by the Ornn. He picks up a solo on Zaheen, makes his way over here to the Void Grubs, has the Volibear looking at him right now. The Vi's going to dive in, has Cease and Assist ready to go, but does not use it. Volibear not the best target for that ultimate.
Wow, yeah. So I had a lot of points going on here, but like going back to Yargray, we expected them to be playing like a carry top laner, and early on in Ornn's career, I guess, as a league champion, I know there was a lot of complaints about Ornn being a bruiser, fighter, tank, wizard, blah 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 blah, all this like all these archetypes into one champion, and I think recently they've kind of toned that down. But right now, Yargray really showcasing the power of Ornn. We didn't really expect them to be this far ahead at this point in the game, but I think that might just be our inexperience with Zaheen and that champion in general.
Exactly, and maybe Zaheen will scale later on. We're not quite sure. But right now, Ornn is currently 2-0, having a phenomenal game, and has the Vi. Exactly what we said. We need this top lane to do what he does, and we need the jungler to have a great game, and MRG performing those duties. 7-2, great lead to start out, but they still have some work cut out for him. IKEA does not go down quickly.
Yeah, it's a good start for sure for Moonrock, but it's definitely not insurmountable here for IKEA, especially looking for.
And there we go. Swain's gonna pop Demonic Ascension. Peace is gonna flash away. He does have the ultimate, but maybe not enough mana. That's gonna be enough. Swain knows his damage numbers, has his flash, has the ultimate, gets a quick kill. And IKEA picking up a solo in the mid lane.
Wow, great play there from Nugget Dawnbury. They popped the Demonic Ascension early and just all like flashing on top of him and all in. And a little bit of a trade here top. I don't think there's anything here, but It just hooked on the bot lane.
There is a play happening bot side. Dark Moon looking in trouble. Lucian's gonna pop the calling. The Nami survives, but not for long. She gets out. The Lucian finds the Thresh. Volibear with the Stormbreaker is gonna completely go wide. The Jinx now in trouble. Has the Vi and the Lucian on top. He's gonna dash away. He might be in trouble with Vegeta. The auto attacks go through. The Volibear picks up another one, and the two junglers say their goodbyes as each team loses 2.
I think that was a 2-for-2 trade in the end, but again, it's great counter or great play there, or great look there from both teams. Another spicy 3v3 in the bot lane. I think at the end of the day it was a 2-for-2, so nothing too outrageous there, but pretty good look there for Fajita getting I think he got both kills there. So. Or did Thresh get one? But it's just overall pretty good trade. I think for IKEA, they'll take that trade. Even though Lucian did get another kill, and now they have their completed Essence Reaver. But if we look at Volibear now, he does have that Dusk and Dawn item completed. So hopefully they can try and convert this lead and spread it around the map. But that 1.2k gold lead I said earlier has now shrunk to a little bit of a 7k. Still a little bit of a lead, but good looks there from IKEA to try and find their way back into this game.
Yeah, great job, especially here in the mid lane. You can see Nugget with just a huge advantage. He's only had that 1 kill, so he's kind of got no notice. Hasn't spent a lot of time with the camera on him this game, but slowly just dominating this mid lane right now, getting his team right back in this game. That gold lead seems to be shrinking. Jinx also saving in with the CS. And the play is on the Lucian under tower. He's going to pop the Coley and has some damage. The Thresh is able to walk behind the minions, avoid that final shots. But great play there. Wraith of Saith picking up some more damage.
Super aggressive positioning there, kind of baiting Thresh to flay them. He's like, yo, you're standing on our tower, I'm gonna kill you. But it's just he was standing perfectly in the minion wave and not giving him a chance to hook. But they're looking for another hook onto
and that is
Nami.
the hook. That's gonna land. Volibear in the bush waiting for it as well. That's gonna be enough. Nami's gonna use the tidal wave, try to find some space. It's not gonna be there. Lucian trying to dash the ADC to get a kill before he goes down.
Zapped.
He is not successful. Does dodge out the hook, dodges out the Super Mega Death Rocket as well, trying to help out with the mid laner. But Swain might be able to turn around, help the team. Vi, the jungler, coming in there, gonna pop on the Volibear. Volibear goes in with the Stormbreaker. It's gonna miss again. The Thresh hook goes wide. Lucian finds a kill. He goes down, and there's the unleashed power by the Syndra, trying to find the jungler, but he's a little bit too tanky. Has the shield plus the W, and the Swain's demonic ascension is the last hope here.
Okay.
Can they find the kill? Down goes the Volibear. Vi is alive, but she is getting hit right now by this fed Swain. He's gonna pull her back. Has her inside of the ult. The health bar is not gonna last for long. The W.
Oh no, you're great.
Swain gets the kill, and here we go. The fight is not done. Here comes the Ornn. He wants to join the battle. Nami has actually resurrected to join the fight again. And that is what happens when you get Fane. You get long fights, and Ornn not able to finish it. But Swain now 2-0, getting that red team ever closer to the win.
Yeah, wow. What started as a great hook onto Nami gets drawn out, and all of a sudden now IKEA is in the driver's seat for this game. They catch out this Nami mispositioning there, and Ornhorn onto Zehen.
And Ornn, the Call of the Forge, got incredible ultimate there by Zaheen, dodging out all of that CC.
Nice, good way to cancel out the CC with your ultimate. But going back to the previous play, it's they catch out Nami. Lucian tries to go aggressive to trade onto Jinx, not able to finish off the Jinx, and then finds himself on the wrong side of the map. So it's just a slow chase on the Lucian, and then Nugget just trading with that Syndra just kind of converts it into a larger drawn out skirmish, and now it's Nugget, the unkillable Swain in the mid lane, and Fajita with now 6 kills. Really looking good right now for IKEA.
Yeah, absolutely. Volibear with that dust on, like we talked about, is just such a strong item. They definitely want to get some kills onto this Jinx, though. The 0-3 Jinx is not a sight they like, so they want to fix that as soon as possible. But IKEA definitely came back pretty strong, looking for a way to win this game, and they have some avenues to go down right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jinx not feeling too good, but if I'm this Jinx, I'm looking at my mid lane, I'm looking at my jungle, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. I think Moonrock kind of lost tempo on this game, and it's going to be really hard for them to try and keep it, get it back. So for Jinx, they're gonna be given enough time to scale, get to the point where they can be useful in team fights, because this Swain and this Volibear are definitely going to be tanky enough to give them enough time.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we go, mid lane once again. Swain 152 CS right now, 10 CS a minute, 2-0. Rod of Ages finished, and Nugget really holding his team in this game when they looked bad before, and now he is the front runner in a winning team. He's doing what he can to stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, Nugget really putting on a show here with the CS. Oh, but getting bot lane here.
And there we go. Volibear finally going to land the Stormbringer. We finally needed. The red team find another one. Down goes the Wraith of Saith.
Oh,
and it looks like Nami might be in trouble too. The Frenzy Jinx chasing after the support. Does not get a kill. It goes over to Vegeta. But Jinx finally getting one.
Okay, Peace having to flash out there. But yeah, great hook. What a knobhead is really just like homing missiles on these hooks right now. Look, finding a lot of great angles, punishing the positioning of Wrath of Sath and Dark Moon in this bot lane. So Jinx finally getting a kill. So looking good right now for IKEA. They got, I think they're a 1.28k ahead, and they're very well in the lead. Them. For sure. So and I think they just got Herald as well, if I'm not mistaken. Or did I? Oh no, it was Ornn that got the Herald. So, but everything looking really good here for IKEA. I'm really happy with the plays they did to get themselves back in the game there. I think Fajita is right place, right time in a lot of cases, and a lot of it probably is just Wrath of Sath and Dark Moon positioning a little too aggressive. They're trying to convert their little lead that they had, but it's just being punished right now by IKEA.
Absolutely, and Lucian doing good with the 4 kills like we talked about earlier as well, but I would like to see him a little bit fed and a little bit maybe more tower plates as well. He needs more gold, but as I said,
Fajita's here again, though.
He gets knocked out of it. There's a tidal wave, though. He is still chasing after the Jinx, but Volibear once again is bot lane to help. Can he find the stun? The Super Mega Death Rocket is going to go wide. Nami, I believe, might have the speed. I say that too early as Thresh lands a flay and keeps her in the fight. Volibear picks up his 7th kill for IKEA.
Yeah, it's just rinse and repeat here for IKEA. Really, it's just consistent positioning errors from Wrath of Sath and Dark Moon. They really wanted to press their lead, but they don't looking at their tri bush and looking at the wards in the river. They have no vision over there, so they don't know where Fajita is at all times. So them positioning this forward like this, it's just easy pickings for Fajita to looking for a pick onto.
And Wraith of Saith with a well-placed ward gets a quick kill onto the Jinx. That's another one. MRG will take what they can get.
I might call that one a caster curse, because I was just criticizing their vision play, and now their vision gets them a kill. But at the end of the day, they're still getting a little bit punished for their aggressive positioning in lane. So overall, I think that just ends up being a 1-for-1 in the longer play. But good look there from Wrath of Sath to catch out a bad back there from Etho.
Yeah, and they're going to drop that gold lead back down to 1,000, which is much more manageable. You don't want to ever see anything too far above that. So MRG holding their own right here. They still have some great players, and Ornn is going to start getting some leveled up items come into play as well. So even extra level up for his team.
Yeah, so looking at the map right now, I think it's going to be the next play is probably going to be Dragon, but they're looking for a play onto Ornn here.
And as I say that, Ornn has to get out. Sahin's going to use the ultimate. Ornn tries to go unstoppable. It's not going to be enough. Does he want to go over the wall? He does have flash, but Sahin is going to follow him. The Volibear is going to jump over as well, and IKEA pick up their kill. Finally, the infamous Yardgrey top laner goes down.
Oh no, not look. That's the
first tower.
Yeah, that's true. The Yardgrey did get first tower there, but Ornn dying there is not looking too good. I mean, I think there wasn't much to play for. He'll be back up for the dragon fight, but just again a little too far forward in the lane. Fajita reading the map pretty well, getting a good gank off there and getting the kill onto Yardgrey. But right now, map state not looking too bad here for both for Moonrock. I think they want to start looking for a little bit more vision in the river for Dragon, if they want to contest this. Right now, I think they should. Their comp isn't getting any stronger, or it's not going to outscale IKEA, so they're going to have to look for a miracle Dragon fight here to try and shoot themselves back into the game and find a win condition, because right now everything's looking up for IKEA.
Yeah, and both teams with that jungler, Infernal Drake, on the field. And here we go. Lucian still believe he has a little bit of that early advantage left, trying to use it with that aggression against the Thresh and the Jinx, dashing forward when he can. But Fajita has just such a strong job of being here when it needs to be to shut down any of these fights that MRG is trying. And here we go. A Dragon fight might be in the books here. The Vi trying to find an angle, needed vision, cannot get to it. And quick Dragon there for IKEA.
Yeah, it looks like the call was just to give up the Dragon, but just looking at the vision and everything, they had no setup there, unfortunately. I think Yargray was, again, just killed, so they weren't really in the right position to get into a Dragon fight there. So not the worst thing in the world, but I like I was saying earlier, Moonrock's comp isn't going to really get any stronger. The solution's a little too short range to kind of be a damage threat, or a safe damage threat against this IKEA composition, but it's gonna be really hard moving forward as the game progresses. I think they still have avenues to kill this Jinx. I mean, the Jinx is still 1 in 4 at this point. It's still a component and an item down from the Lucian itself. But then you have to compare this Lucian to the Swain, to the really fed Volibear. A little bit of a trade, but nothing too much there. But yeah, it's this Volibear and this Swain that's going to be the big the big factors that Moonrock have to try and punch through.
Yeah, the Swain 2-0, currently at 11 CS a minute right now. This Swain is becoming an absolute beast on the map. You can see the gold differential almost 2K above this Syndra in gold, and obviously Volibear, incredible CSing, and the 8 kills is giving him a nice lead as well with that Dust Dawn Volibear. We talked about in the beginning of the game how strong that item is on that champion, and it's going to be on full play right here. That Volibear is going to find the Syndra, but quick scout of the week is going to push him outside of the danger zone, and Volibear walks away empty-handed.
Yeah, flash for flash, so we'll have to keep track of that for the next fight. I think both flashes will be down for whatever next objective that they want to, focus on. But not too bad, not a bad look for Fajita. But right now, I think we're kind of in a lull state. I think everyone's just catching waves, a little bit of trading here mid lane, but nothing too serious. They might. No, Yargray's right there, but I don't think there's really much to do against this Swain, especially with the Syndra and this Ghost. Gosh, why not really this Blackfire Torch?
Yeah, Vi's making their way over here as well. Do they have the ultimate? Vi's thinking about diving in. They have 4 members here. Do they want to go for it? Here comes the Ornn as well, and Swain seems to sense something coming. He's going to go back. He's going to flash on the tower. He's going to bring the Vi with him. Has the Demonic Ascension. Here comes a top laner, though. Big Zaheen ultimate. Swain is there as well. It is a 4v2, but here comes the Jinx Super Mega Death Rocket. Ornn blasting in the call. The Forge God is going to knock them back, give them some room for safety. Syndra throws in the scatter to keep them at bay. And that 3v2 fight, or 3v4 fight, was still IKEA favorite, it felt like. Blue team just had a very, very ballsy invader dive right there under tower, a little bit too deep. Great job.
They're looking at Lucian now.
Under the tower, has a Stormbreaker. He's going to cancel out that tower shot. Thresh goes in with the play. The Jinx is there with the auto attacks. And Fajita continues to dominate the jungle. Volibear on fire.
Yeah, great gank there onto the Lucian, diving him with the Volibear ultimate, canceling the tower, having this Lucian just be completely caught out. Yeah, not much to criticize there. I mean, they most of the criticism is going to be on Moonrock. They wanted to try and look for something onto the Swain, but at this point in the game, they had Syndra, they had Vi, they had Ornn, and they had Anami. I don't think, though, even with 4 people there, I don't think that's enough damage to try and kill the Swain at this point in the game. And not only that, Swain flashed under the tower, so Swain wasn't technically alone. He had a tower, and then he also had Zehen, and then they had I think Fajita on the Volibear was also there as well. So it was just a tough play to try and pull off there for Moonrock, and then it just gets converted into a dive onto Wrath of Sath in the bot lane there for Lucian. So not looking good for Moonrock. They lost bot tower. They lost some pressure in the mid lane. Burns a few summoner spells to try to survive there, but. Everything looking good for IKEA. They're on the right path right now. All they have to do is just keep a steady head. Don't really try not to overextend on sides. Be isolated from your team. If you just stick to the 5v5s, I think IKEA has smooth sailing from here. I know some of the ornaments are coming in for Yargray and Moonrock, but I don't think these ornaments are going to really do much in terms of like making up the damage gap that and the damage and the health gap that IKEA has right now.
Yeah, and as we say that, you got IKEA right now sweeping out this river, trying to get ready for this next objective. It's going to be an Infernal Drake. It has spawned. Yargray going to put down some vision, try to get his team some information on this objective. But IKEA with full control right now of this river.
Yeah, I love the control that we have here for IKEA. I mean, IKEA has full vision on Moonrock. They know where everybody is. Lucian's still pushing mid wave, and it's just too late. There's no contest there. Moonrock staring at IKEA. They took the dragon without a fight. So would have loved to see if Moonrock really weren't committed to the fight. Would have loved to see them try and control some of the top wave. Have that get a little deep push there, but. It's just rough. I mean, Wrath of Sath wasn't even positioned right. Oh, they're looking for a dive? No, they're no. Okay, it's a fast bear that's running at them.
I would have loved to see a little more aggression there out of MRG. I don't think this game necessarily goes in the favor as it goes on. I think right now it's kind of the strongest and closest they're going to be, especially if they continue to
hook onto Nami.
Perform. As I say that, IKEA does find the hook. The Nami's going to have the tidal wave. A big Super Mega Death Rocket is going to land
another one
as well. And Jinx with the long range hit is going to take the shot. Ornn now joining the fight. There's the calling Volibear trying to use the Storm. We're going to get out, has the stun, but it's not going to be enough to call the force shot. Taking out the blue team. Thresh throwing down a Lancer, trying to find some help for his team. Swain's going to pop the demonic extensions to Zahina's ultimate as well. A big scout of the week is going to push some of the red team members back, but the Swain.
They got Swain.
The last second unleashed power from Syndra takes down the Fed mid laner, and MRG find a clutch fight, take down 2, and lower this gold lead by a little bit.
No, it started off again. I mean, I feel like I said this already, but it started off with a hook onto Nami, and catching out Dark Moon, trying to get some vision there. But it's Moonrock, getting a really good punish there onto the Volibear, onto the Swain. It was a really, really close fight there, and crucially, it's a 1K shutdown I think it was both Volibear and Swain going over to Moonrock. So a little bit of gold going back to Moonrock, but they need a few more plays to kind of get some more leverage back into this game. But I like the punish. There was really, really aggressive there from IKEA, but a better turn and a little bit more. It looked a little dicey there for Moonrock, but they pulled it out in the end.
Yeah, great play by that Syndra. That last second ultimate, I don't know about you guys, but it sure seemed like that last orb did disproportionate amount of damage compared to the other ones. It felt like he had some health left, but nonetheless, an execute is an execute. Syndra will take that 1,000 gold, and MRG will take that little bit of lead. As I say that, rate of save goes everyone against the Jinx, has the Nami with a little bit of support, gets the quick kill. And it is 15-16. We are back down to a 1K gold difference, folks.
Burn the flash. Yeah, well, great. Wow, super aggressive there from Wrath of Sath. I love it. That's exactly what MRG need to do. Moonrock, have to find individuals caught out of position and try and punish them. But that was just Wrath of Sath. I think that ended up being technically a solo kill, but I assume that there's a Nami. A Nami E or something. Yeah, exactly. But it's just a big play there from Wrath of Sath, and now it's kind of a tempo, a momentum shift coming in for Moonrock. Now Syndra on the bot lane, getting that bot tower, and just more gold into the Moonrock. So I like what I'm seeing right now. I still think IKEA have the scaling in their favor, so Moonrock need to find a few more picks here, but I think great looks here from Moonrock and IKEA. You guys gotta clean it up a little bit if you really want to just continue walking your way to victory. You gotta stick together. Not really try not to lose your focus there.
Absolutely. And Dragon will be spawning here shortly. Obviously, IKEA just one away from Soul. Looking to get that Infernal Soul. Going to be huge for that Jinx. Those
Yeah.
classic ADCs obviously still love the Infernal Soul. Isn't as strong as it once was, but still, it's a great play for the Jinx. And as we say that, Baron sitting in the pit waiting to be grabbed as well. Neither team want to pull the trigger on that big objective just yet.
Yeah, it looks like the vision for Moonrock is more focused towards the Baron, but it's vision in their own blue side jungle, so I'm not really liking it. But they're looking for the
And
out of position Syndra here.
yeah, Syndra is caught right now. She's going to go into the alcove. Already used a scatter of the week, but with Volibear and Swain, there's absolutely no way that this champion has enough damage to survive long.
Rise
And she
here.
does get a good pushback. Has the vibe there, but Swain's going to pop the demonic ascension as the Syndra goes down. The Orn comes in with the call. The Ford got a lot of blue team members here as backup. Vegeta's looking low. The Lucian's going to dive in with a dash. Nugget still has the demonic ascension active. He is outside of range now of the
They
blue.
need to keep going.
That's going to go off in a second. A big bubble is going to knock them in. Thresh going to throw in the box a little bit of support. And the Swain ultimate finally dies down as the blue team, they're able to find, or the red team, they find one. Good job by IKEA taking down the Syndra, losing 0 themselves. And as I say that, Zaheen working his way down this top side lane.
Yeah, Zehen is just ending the game top lane. I think that this is a pretty good push here for Zehen. I mean, they don't really need a contest, but he's teeping behind. And Yargrave caught out right now.
And here we go. Zaheen's going to come in right now. Nugget looking to frontline. Does not have ultimate, but Zaheen does. Blue team picks up themselves the Dragon. A big ultimate by Zaheen is going to land onto the Orn. It looks like the Vi is going to get caught. Great knockup. Stop him from dashing out. But honestly, MRG will take that. Losing their Vi, but picking up a second jungle. Not a bad trade for them.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, I'm very surprised that they got the Dragon at the end of the day. So good take there, but started off with a pick onto piece on the Syndra, you know, being caught out, overextending bot lane. But I really thought that Moonrock was gonna, you know, come follow up on the play there. But it looks like right now they're trying to get the rushing Baron here for
as I say that,
IKEA.
not quite worth it anymore if they're able to get a free Baron out of this. And Wraith is trying to walk in, but he's going to walk right into a fed Swain. Thresh coming over to help as well. The Jinx is going to stay behind to finish out that Baron. And here comes the culling by the Lucian, trying to find some damage. Demonic Ascension to keep that Swain active. A big tidal wave is going to land on the 3 Red Sea members. And it looks like Yargrave gonna get hooked back into danger. The Swain is there. Another hook by the Thresh, gonna keep that Yargrave there, but they popped out the Orn. Not the target you want to pick off. And it looks like right there, IKEA picks up a Baron, lose none in the process, and they get themselves a free reset. They take control back of this game.
Yeah, it's the same thing that I saw in the bot lane there when after IKEA caught out Peace. I thought Moonrock had a play there to, you know, kind of draw out the fight and punish Fajita for being caught out there, but I think it was there's a lot of people down there, but I thought there was a play there for Moonrock to kind of, you know, play the team fight, and then right there at the Baron, you know, Wrath of Sath walking into the Swain and, you know, almost chunking him, but not quite having enough damage. But I think, you know, they had a chance there to try and, you know, play for a little bit of an extended team fight. You know, I think a lot of people were kind of disjointed. I think somebody also backed as well. So it's me just trying to see what Moonrock can kind of pull out of the bag. Like, I think we've iterated it a few times, but Moonrock's comp is not getting any stronger in comparison, but they're looking for more here.
Yeah, and Volibear thinking about diving in with the Swain. The Vi is going to go in with a weird play. Might have gotten punished for that,
Oh,
but Swain is
double.
going to land a great pull. There goes the Volibear act for the Stormbringer as well. The Demonic Ascension is going to finish down the Syndra, and now Vi is left alone with 2 tanky Red Team members. A good teleport by the Orn. Might just save her life. Swain still with the Demonic Ascension. That is going to go down in a second. A good hook by Thresh puts the Orn in danger, but not too much. Yargrave is tanking up to take on these members. As I say that, down goes the turret. The Jinx is now here. She is the damage dealer. Orn has to flash away. She is still on the chase, though. The slow is going to land. Orn has the speed to get away, and the blue team is shoving in mid lane. A battle of 2 lanes right now.
Oh, Wrath of Sath is
And
going.
Lucian
Oh.
finds the kill, has the auto attack, taking some tower shots, but not enough to kill him. And the red team, each team seem to be taking a tower. The red team have the Baron, they have the members. I have to imagine the advantage is going to go to them.
Yeah,
and Orn and Vi watching them shove this in. No way to contest it.
Okay, well, I mean, Wrath of Sath, I mean, I was going to question, you know, them staying mid lane and not really trying to protect their bot lane inhibitor, but finding a kill onto Zaheen is not too bad, but at the end of the day, an inhibitor for, you know, a tier 2 mid tower, I think the inhibitor is a little more valuable in that situation.
Yeah, especially this late into the game, 34 minutes, definitely enough time to start taking these inhibitors. You want those super minions spawning. And we
Mhm.
got some more objectives spawning. Luckily, with both of these teams getting a few dragons, we're still at least 10 minutes away minimum from the Elder.
Mhm.
Fourth Drake coming up here. Another Infernal should be spawning soon. I'm guessing there should be a plate fight for it. Obviously, IKEA want to get that soul. MRG wanted to stop them.
Yeah. So I think the gold lead, even though it's about like 3.4K in the favor of IKEA, technically with all the ornaments and everything, probably closer to like a 1K gold lead, maybe less or maybe more. But I think Lucian with the ornament IE is going to be doing some chunky damage, and they just finished their Lord Dom, so Swain not going to be as tanky, Volibear not going to be as tanky if Lucian can glide around the team fight and deal the damage there. But I, I still a little skeptical of the team fight here, but they're looking not really looking, but yeah, Dragon coming up in a few seconds. I think Moonrock need to contest this, otherwise it's Infernal Soul for IKEA.
And Swain gonna land a good pull, but it's only onto the Ornn. Again, not the target they can take down quickly, even with this Jinx as big as she is. And both teams setting up for this Drake.
Looking, Syndra's gonna catch bot wave, but right now it looks like Moonrock gonna go, go through mid. But Dragon's getting burned around right now, so
Yeah,
they gotta commit.
Zaheen is going to come in for a teleport. Ornn is going to frontline. He's going to dive in, not land the knockup, though. Nugget has the Demonic Ascension, and the red team secured themselves a soul. The Demonic Ascension is going to do a lot of damage. In comes the Calling. It's not going to do enough, though. Only taking the tank. Zaheen not taking enough. He has Revive ready to go. A double kill for the Jinx. Vahida takes down the Syndra. The red have the fights. They have the kill.
Oh, Penta?
Enough to find a quadra kill for the Jinx. And IKEA find the fight, find the soul, and they may just find the game here with that play.
Yeah, I think that's going to be game here for IKEA. What a team fight there. I think Moonrock walking in way too late, but IKEA getting the soul and then turning immediately for the team fight. Nugget going in, buying enough space, getting enough time for Jinx to get a reset, get going, and this is exactly what we were talking about in draft. It's like all you got to do is survive long enough for Jinx to get going, and then all of a sudden it's a one team fight. So great game here coming out for IKEA, weathering the early game.
Yeah, incredible job. And with the Thresh, with the Swain, they had multiple ways of pulling people off of that Jinx to keep her alive for a long time. And IKEA with the incredible game number 1. Starting out right.
Yeah, really, really, really great early game there for Moonrock. It made me believe that they had a good lead there going in, but IKEA really shutting it down. Vahida not getting discouraged from the early gank failures, continuing to go bot lane, punishing the positioning of Lucian, punishing the positioning of Nami, and really, fighting their way back into the game and getting their scaling going. Swain getting a solo kill early onto Syndra really skyrocketed them. It's just completely negated some of the great plays that we saw there from Moonrock. Yargray getting 2 solo kills or getting a few kills up in top lane, made us think, hey, this is exactly what Moonrock want, and this is going to be a disaster for IKEA. But it's just they came together and found ways to get themselves back into the game.
Yeah, MRG had everything going right for them in the beginning, exactly what they needed to do. Their top laner was winning the solo lane, which they expected because how good he is. Obviously, that Lucian had that advantage. It just was they weren't able to push that Lucian advantage enough. The Jinx and Thresh able to play safe enough, able to keep their tower plating up enough. The Lucian really never ran away with those kills, ran away with the game after that. And the Volibear, such an incredible job of that Volibear. Realized that his bot lane was a little bit of trouble. Maybe spent a little extra time there. It obviously paid out, though, because he got absolutely massive from it. Eventually, the Jinx being able to stay alive, get that XP, get that CS, was eventually able to get those items. And you saw what she did at the end of the game with that quadra kill to finish out MRG.
Yeah. It was a great way to finish out the game, especially with how rough, their laning phase was. So if I'm that Jinx, I'm like, man, that's a great, like, I'm pretty happy with, with the ending of the game for sure. But definitely a lot of things that they can clean up. Definitely more of a comp issue in terms of just the laning phase. Like we were talking about Lucian Nami being super oppressive in lane for a Jinx and a Thresh, but I can be pretty happy with them being able to weather that aggression that we saw and punishing it 100%. So very good game for IKEA. Excited to see what we can see, what we're going to see in game 2.
Absolutely, guys. Game 2 coming up after this. Phenomenal game number 1. I am so excited now for game number 2, and possibly, if Arrow gets his way, a game number 3. We are going to see about that. You folks do not go anywhere. Stick around after this. Game 2, Risen Esports coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Risen Esports returns for game number 2 of this epic matchup of MRG versus IKEA. IKEA taking game number 1. They are, I think, going to switch up sides, I believe. It is going to be MRG on the red side this time, IKEA on the blue side. Arrow, what do you think we got in store for game number 2, big dog?
Looking at the bans right now, targeting top lane. So I think this is standard. So I believe Moonrocker is going to want to keep top lane for like counter picks, so they're going to wait until the very last. So, but yeah, Alawi, Xerath, and I think the last one was Malzahar. So those ones targeting Peace in the mid lane there. Not too surprised there, but I think IKEA had a pretty solid draft strategy. You know, they picked scaling, want to go for late game, and they pretty much executed it perfectly, barring a few mishaps in the early game, but nothing that they couldn't overcome.
Yeah, and MRG might be choosing this red side, or IKEA might be choosing the red side. MRG might be choosing their sides. They want to get those counter picks, depending on who picks last. I do believe red team is the team that picks last, so teams sometimes want to get those first 2 picks, sometimes they want to get the last pick. So it really depends on preferences on which side you like, as well as objectives, whether you want to be on the side that Baron's on or whether you want to be on the side that the Dragon is on.
Yeah,
very much a preference.
Yeah, I think if I'm Moonrock, I'm gonna try and get Yargray on more of a carry type champion. I don't think Ornn, he did look good on that Ornn, got ahead and was pretty tanky, but I don't think Ornn is that that solo carry kind of champion, one that you can really play around. So I'm really looking forward to Moonrock maybe going to try and get Yargray one of those champions that he can carry on. I think his 2 best champions are up. 2 of his 3 best champions are up in Darius and Garen, but I don't know if you want to blind pick that. In this situation.
Yeah, MRG might have chosen red simply so they can have their top laner, the star top laner, get a guaranteed counter pick. So he might get banned out, but he will be able to at least see what the enemy is going to choose before he chooses his own top laner.
For sure. So interesting draft here for IKEA. I think Senna will be going to Etho, our AD carry who played Jinx last game, but not too sure what pairings go for with AD carry Senna. I know there's always the Senna Tahm Kench combo, but that was more for Senna being the not farming one, so it'd be Tahm Kench farming, but I don't think that's the norm right now. One I'm actually really interested in right now is this Mel, because in the most recent patch, Mel just got gutted. A lot of changes to Mel. She's still dealing a lot of damage if you can land your abilities, but most notably her W is no longer invulnerable. You take some of the damage now. It's not you get a shield now, but you're not invulnerable to damage while your reflect is up.
Yeah, Mel having an interesting thing, and she wasn't that high of a win rate to begin with, but she was incredibly annoying to play against. I think we all can agree with that. It's insanely how fast and how easy it felt like for her to hit her poke or Q. And as she got those abilities, it really started to chunk you down serious damage. But nonetheless, still was not able to turn that into a huge win rate. But Riot still felt like she was a little too strong. They did go ahead and nerf her quite a bit with that W change. We'll see if MRG has something up their sleeve, knows something that we don't. Think they can still get a W with her.
I actually really like this Amumu pick, just for the interaction with Mel, where when Amumu bandage tosses into a Mel and she tries to reflect it, it's Mel going right back to you. So I don't think that's one of the many skill shots you don't want to reflect. So I like the Braum. I like the Senna Braum. I think that's just a solid combo in general. You're gonna stack the I think is it Frostbite or is that the Sejuani passive? But you're gonna stack the stun pretty quickly. Rounding out the composition right now, it looks like Mel, Sejuani, Karma kind of indicating you kind of want to play a poke lane and bot lane, but so far
a little worried about their lack of damage though. But honestly, IKEA, Senna, I never considered Senna a huge damage dealer. Definitely can take down some squishies, but definitely struggles against tanks. Team number 2, however, have absolutely nothing to deal with this Amumu and Braum if they decide to go tanky. So we'll see what they end up rounding out their comp with.
For sure. Standard brands here probably for IKEA. Probably going to ban out the Garen after this, but the Anivia targeted towards Nugget, one of their most played, one of their better champions. But I think the Swain from last game kind of proves it's like this guy could probably play a lot of other champions and still be really solid on it.
Yeah, incredible job there from the Swain last game. Oh my gosh, IKEA pulling out that insane mid lane performance, and it was just a very quiet, insane performance. It wasn't the flashiest thing, but just farm, macro. When you do everything right, you make it look easy. It might not be flashy, but man, Swain was a difference maker last game.
I don't think they're going to complain about not being flashy if they got a win at the end of the day. So they'll take it any day of the week. But Poppy ban coming in here, I think that's more targeted towards the top laner of IKEA. but I think they'll probably pick their AD carry here, since IKEA has shown their AD carry and they want to save that top lane counter pick. So looking at, there's Caitlyn. Oh, Echo, what?
Let's go. Let's go. If that's an Echo mid, just made my night, folks. Let's do it.
Oh, interesting. Okay, it's going to be a Mel AP carry then in the bot lane. So it's Mel Karma in the bot lane against the Senna Braum.
It could be a Sedge top Echo jungle. You never know, though. We'll see what happens.
True.
Yeah, Sedge definitely can go top lane. Echo can actually go top lane right now, but I am absolutely loving Echo, my favorite champion. Love to see him played mid. As I say that, he gets absolutely countered. One of his strongest counters in the game gets chosen. Kassadin, once Kassadin hits 6, it is game over for Echo. He can no longer fight him. Echo needs to get a pre-6 kill, or else this lane is going to go very, very badly for him if it is a mid lane.
It sounds like you are an Echo player, so I will leave this matchup knowledge to you as we play out this game. But I just thinking about it, that sounds rough, But I just looking at the composition of Moonrock, you have Mel, Karma, Echo. That's 3 AP characters, and this Kassadin is gonna have a field day. So Moonrock this top lane pick has to be a attack damage carry.
Yeah, I love the Echo champion. I hate the Echo pick this game. It is a rough comp from him. He has Senna, and that is about it. That is his one and only target this game. And Senna already has so much peel, Braum, and Mumu. It's going to be a tough one, but you know what? I've seen some surprising Echo performances before. It's something I'm going to keep my eye out on. But meanwhile, Set is going to be the top laner. So MRG does have themselves a bruiser, a nice damaging top laner this game. They're going to see if it can't be a difference maker. And we're going to be jumping into the game very shortly.
Looking at the compositions, this Kassadin, huge X factor. I mean, just so many good things that it's good, like Kassadin's good into right now. So
I think it's going to be the difference maker. You take a look at MRG's comp. I think they're going to have a Mel ADC with an Echo mid, unless this set really is just an absolute beast among men. I don't see how they destroy almost anyone on the field. They all can go magic resist against this comp. Yeah. Very, very difficult game, I think, for MRG ahead of us. But I see an Echo. I root for Echo. I say go MRG, man. I said 2-1. Let's go MRG. Let's make that one win. Force the game through.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Moonrock, I was rooting for you, so I'm looking for a win here for Moonrock, but they have a tall task in hand right now. I think it's a stark difference from in the bot lane from game 1 to game 2. With the Lucian Nami into Mel Karma versus a Senna Braum, like IKEA keeping the same identity with scaling AD carry and more of a tanky support, but MRG kind of flipping the script a little bit, playing Mel, playing Karma. I don't think there's going to be a little bit of poke early, but I don't think it's going to be enough to really kind of run the game.
Yeah, both teams going through a little bit of an unconventional bot lane, and we are going to see exactly how it works out for them. We're going to see how this game unfolds, folks. Stick around, because a very, very exciting, if not for sure interesting, game number 2 coming up here next. Don't go anywhere. Risen Esports coming at you now.
giants. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies. The champions of the world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high. And we all fight at the last light.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Risen Esports, game number 2 underway. We got ourselves an exciting one ahead of us. IKEA trying to close out this series with a quick 2-0 lead. MRG trying to force themselves a game number 3. And on the Rift underway, here we go.
Yeah, hell yeah. So I mean, you know what my predictions were. So I'm hoping here for a Moonrock victory here. But as we were talking about in a draft, they have a tall order, and a lot of a lot of the height of this task is just this Kassadin in the mid lane. A lot of good things to like about this Kassadin pick, and just it's just gonna have to get punished early.
Absolutely, and as we are seeing, it is going to be Echo mid lane against this Kassadin. Echo did go Ignite as he needs to, and I am a big Echo player, so aware of what this Echo needs to do to win this lane. It needs to be very, very aggressive as soon as he hits level 2. Try to get himself maybe a level 3, level 4 solo kill. We'll see if he goes in for it.
All right, yeah. Talk to me, Cal, about this Echo, because I see Hail of Blades. Is this a normal occurrence?
Absolutely. You can definitely E-start against that Kassadin. Before he has a way of getting out of you, he is going to have a nice little spell shield with his Q. But nonetheless, you will be able to win the trade, especially you throw a W in there, get your own shield. Don't need to hit a stun, just use it as a shield. But either way, Echo, level 3, that is when he starts fighting, and he should start fighting very aggressively.
Yeah, it looks like they started Q level 1, so no early Hail of Blades procs there. But now that they're level 2, might be able to do what you wanted, what you were saying earlier. But looking at this bot lane, you know, Mel coming out with a little bit of a CS lead, but Senna does have a few minions to catch there, so not too big. But I do have to keep our eyes up here at this top lane because it's Yargray, kind of playing the champion that I expected out of him. You know, more a carry focused champion, but they are up against Jax, so I imagine that this is going to be a tough early laning phase for him, especially with that Counter Strike coming in. But gotta keep an eye out for a lot of things, honestly, for this game.
Absolutely. And Echo able to shove this Kassadin here early, as you can see, looking for that next EQ combo. But Kassadin is just playing smart, letting this wave come in. Echo might want to slow play this, pull this Kassadin out. Needs a little bit more room to work with.
Yeah, it looks like that wave is pushing towards Echo, so if you just play a little more patient, I think there should be an opportunity to maybe chase this Kassadin down before they get that level 6 and before they start doing, Kassadin things of just ulting away and everything. I think we talked about it off stream, but I assume you were saying that once that level 6 comes in, Echo ease in and Kassadin just ults out.
Yeah, it's going to look like Echo is winning lane very easily at the beginning because he is a lot stronger than Kassadin, a very, very weak early game.
Looking at the gank top here.
And there it is. Sedge is going to dive in. The Amumu see to follow. The Vegeta's going to land the bandage toss. Going to give the room for Jax to get out. Now Amumu might be in trouble to set. Looking for a fight. Does he have a pull? Vegeta's going to flash away as well. Just coming in to provide protection for the Jax. Does not get it. There it is. The cast in.
Oh, there it is.
First blood as expected. The level 4 kill that we're looking for.
There
He knows what he's doing on the Echo.
You called it, Cal. You're right to the T. A level 4 solo kill. Oh, another solo kill top lane.
There he has the play. Jax using flash to avoid the haymaker. Set is on top of it, though. Knows his positioning. He's going to flash as well. Get in front for the auto attack. And Gray picks up a double kill. 2 kills for MRG right now. 2-0 on the board.
Well, I got to give you some props there, Cal. You brought it down to a T. You called the level 4 all in for this Echo, and it came out. The Ignite being super crucial there, ticking the low health Cassidy in and out, and getting, not even forcing the flash, but it's such a great knowledge there from you, Cal. Huge kudos, but like going back up the top lane, it was a quick 2v2. Looked like it kind of amounted to nothing. Sojourner not being able to proc the permafrost there, unfortunately. But Yargray was like, "Hey, I'm gonna finish it off myself. I'll do it myself." Burns flash, burns Jax's flash, and gets a solo kill for themselves. And everything looking good again for Moonrock. You know, it's kind of indicative of what we saw last game. Just instead of bot lane, it's now mid and top. So hopefully, they can convert this time.
Yeah, great job there, as you said, by Yargray on this set. We're finally seeing him on this damage-dealing top, and you can see how good he was. Already really good on the Ornn. And as much as the Echo goes, you love to see it. He definitely needed it to stay relevant in this game. However, that is the only kill that you will see Echo get, chances are, on this Cassidon. Cassidon about to hit 6, and then it is lane over for Echo. He's going to have to find ways to roam and help out elsewhere.
Yeah, I think you noted it. Oh, good.
And good stun there. Karma has a good play. The Senna taking a lot of damage, but Mel, without the golden eclipse, cannot find that kill. Has another E, though, and they're just pumping in these CC chains over here to the bot lane. And Mel, if she can get level 6, she is still too far away, but she is not done chasing the Braum. It's going to land as well. Mel's going to flash forward with the E plus the Q. It doesn't quite have the damage. Braum with the massive shield is going to keep them alive. Mel might be in danger, and she goes down. And what a play by the support. Braum keeping the ADC live long enough to get the kill. Mel just misjudging her damage.
Oh, it's 2 weeks in a row where we have a Braum saving their AD carry and being the hero of the play there. It's a very, very aggressive play there coming out from Wrath of Sath. I thought he had the damage, but the Braum wall comes up and blocks all of the damage. Something that we didn't talk about in draft is how important this Braum is going to be against the poke that this Mel and this Karma is going to be providing. So huge value there from the Braum wall, getting the stun, stopping this Mel from really taking off. Because I think if Mel gets the kills there, it's just a disaster in the bot lane for IKEA. And Mel, really for a second there looked like the not nerfed version. So
I love that idea. It was the clean flash, the double stun. I mean, it couldn't have gone better for Mel, except maybe she could have gotten kills. That's how it could have gone a little better.
For sure.
Just did not have the damage she thought she did, but still great play by Wraith of Saith. I love the aggression. Yeah. Just a little unlucky, possibly.
Yeah, I think if Wrath of Sath can keep up the aggression, I think they'll be just completely fine. Senna does take a long time to scale, so but the poke coming out from Mel will always be there. So not too concerned with the Mel scaling, but yeah, just an unfortunate dive there and just good Braum wall timing coming out for what a knobhead.
Right. Yeah, Braum so clutch. We have Yargray just still with the aggression here. Topside finds another pole, waiting for that haymaker, and here comes the Sedge as well. Do they want to go for a tower dive?
They didn't
he
have
has
the
the
wave.
showstopper ready. Definitely could pull the Jax outside a tower if he needed to, but that aggression just not quite there. But look at the CS lead here by the set. Yargray showing off why he's so feared in the top lane, absolutely dominating here for MRG.
Yeah, it looks like most of this gold lead coming in here for Moonrock is probably likely in this top lane. Mid lane, looks like going about. Oh, here comes a game bot lane.
A good job by Amumu. Is going to land the bandage toss. The stun is going to land onto the Karma. I don't think she's going to get out of this. Mel trying to provide some support for the support. It is not going to matter. One more auto attack. Senna is going to be able to get that kill. They turn their attention towards the Mel, and the Dawning Shadow finishes it off. A double kill for the Senna and IKEA. losing the game for a second. They come right back, take that lead, 3-2, along with the gold lead.
Oh, good look here for Fajita. I mean, he was one of the key players that we mentioned in the start of the series. You know, it's going to be Fajita, you know, kind of trying to regulate the map, and Yargray trying to, you know, run down the top lane. But it's so far, it's just been Fajita being bot lane, catching out both Rathasath and Dark Moon for this. Just their aggressive positioning. They're postured so far forward, and I'm looking at the vision bot lane. There's no wards in that tri-bush, so it's just so easy for Fajita to walk up and get these ganks off. And like I was saying before in draft, it's like when you're Mel and there's a Mumu on the other side, you can't reflect the bandage toss, and nothing's gonna happen there. So not looking too good for Moonrock, but yeah, great play there from Fajita, recognizing that there's no vision. Oh, looks like a gank here top.
And there it is. There's the showstopper that we're looking for. Jackson get pulled back close to the tower, but the Sedge is there. I think she went in for the Glacial Prison. I'm not sure. Meanwhile, Amumu lands the bandage toss to keep the Jack safe. And IKEA holds on to their lead. Great heads up play by the Amumu.
Yeah, what a buffer there from on the Sejuani ult from Jax there. Goes in for the counter strike, and it just completely negates the Sejuani ult. So survives, gets out, and you know, kind of survives the punishment there. And oh no!
And there it is again. I think Set using the ignite is gonna force the Jax flash away. And Jax a little bit low here, definitely losing the CS game. And Amumu making his way back topside. He is going to be able to find this set, though. Doesn't Jax want to join the fight? Jax might be able to dive in. Does not have a done. He's going to miss the stun, though. Oh, Haymaker goes wide. The Amumu pops in the Curse the Sad Mummy, possibly a little bit late. The set looking low. One big E is going to finish the job. And Fajita picks up a kill, takes down the set, but Set still with another kill on that Jax. 2-1 now for the top laner. MRG relying on their top laner to win this game.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a doomed play there for Yargray missing the W there, but it seems like they just had enough damage with their autos, and getting the kill on the Jax there, good trade. Almost having enough damage to finish off the Amumu there, but just barely not enough. And Fajita covering for their top lane, and I think they're on the grubs right now, so going to get the grubs. I would love to see if MRG can leverage this push here in bot lane to go for Dragon, but it looks like they're going to try and contest the grubs.
Yeah, and Echo going to go top side with the Sedge to help. This is exactly what Echo needs to do. And he's going to go in lane. Great stun. That's going to be huge for the Amumu. Picks up a kill, and Echo gets another one. Looking good, but even still, a fed Echo still has very few targets on this enemy team, especially Amumu. You can see he's starting to build magic resist. Might go a little bit tankier. Is not going to do a lot.
Yeah, I mean, a kill onto Echo, they're not going to complain about that, but this Echo has been stuck in lane. I think Cassidy's been managing the waves pretty much all game long, so they're not able to roam except for that little timing. But, you know, at the end of the day, Fajita got what that came here for. They got the grubs, and, you know, them dying is not the worst thing in the world, but, you know, big trades in the top lane here. But it looks like they're going to try and get the Moonrock's going to try and get this dragon, and I think this is just theirs. The bot lane has the prio, and Fajita's just farming right now. So at the end of the day, great contest onto the grubs. You know, unfortunate that they weren't. Oh,
and Yargray is looking by the set. Press the pole plus the Haymaker. He was looking for it. Yargray dominating topside, really comfortable against this Jax pick. It feels like just let the Jax come in, uses abilities, and seems to outtrade him every time. Obviously knew what he was doing there. Great job getting outside of tower range. Quick pickup, 3-1 now for MRG top laner.
Yeah, huge for Yargray, and, you know, unfortunate for the Jax. You know, thought they were safe under tower, gets pulled and then ulted out of it. It's just that's just set gaming there for you. But it's looking good for Yargray. You know, having a little more leverage with this set. It's going to be hard for people to come and try and contest, especially when you have a huge Haymaker doing percent true damage and all of that. So it's gonna be a really scary time. Oh, looking for
it doesn't matter. It's against the Casson. That's the most damage you can do. He does have the ignite though. That might be enough. But Casson, I believe, has an R. He's now gonna chase. And one big R is all it's gonna take. He has a tower shot. There's the Amumu. And Casson in play. Game to the Echo. Gets the shutdown. IKEA pick it up. Down goes the Fed mid lane. I hate to see it.
Oh no, that's not looking good for Echo there. And I'm sure, yeah, like you said, you hate to see it, but, you know, Fajita recognizing that there's a play there mid, getting the shutdown onto the Echo, and what looked like an interesting play. I mean, they seemed like even though you said that Echo can't really get any kill threat onto Cassin, and he was a few HP off
he
from
was
actually soloing.
but he had full mana. He had his R. He was trying to bait that Echo into a play, and it obviously worked out. I think Cassin was totally comfortable right there. I do admit the Ignite got him low. Echo might have been able to get another kill, but I'll be very shocked if Echo gets a kill, and I would not be surprised at about level 14, 15, Cassidin turns the table and starts putting the pressure on Echo.
Yeah, for sure. And now the upgraded Mercury treads coming in for Cassidin, and so now you have double MR shields coming from Cassidin Q, and now the Merc tread passive. It's not looking too promising for Echo. So like you were saying before, they're gonna have to try and manage this wave and find a way to, roam and affect the map. I mean, they still have 2 kills. They're working their ways towards that Dusk and Dawn, but this Echo is not going to be the main character, unfortunately. So they're going to have to find other avenues to help their team. So I'd love to see them work with the Sejuani, work with Yardgrey, and try and create chaos in the spot lane, chaos in the top lane, something to get your team going.
Yeah, small silver lining, though, is that his one good target that he really can't fight well against is going to be this Senna, and she is fed. So he can kill Senna even if she is fed. It's one of his best matchups as far as ADCs go. Very little escape on Senna. The stun takes a little bit while to go through, so you're usually able to proc your passive before the stun actually finishes. So Echo definitely has a chance to get back in this game, stay even. I just don't expect to see a lot of kills elsewhere, but he might not need to. If he can put all the attention on Senna in the very beginning of the fight to get her out of there, MRG can definitely clean up the rest with this fed set.
For sure, but it's the same story that I was talking about in game 1, where IKEA, even though they go down a little bit in the early game, they find their way to kind of even out the game, or get to a point where like the lead that that Moonrock has accrued isn't insurmountable. So it's the same case here in game 2. I think you look at the compositions with Cassin and Senna, they just scale to infinity. It's not going to be it's going to be Moonrock on a timer here to try and accelerate the game and find ways to prevent IKEA from scaling too hard. But right now, just looking at this, even though this Mel is 0-2, they do have an item and they do have a lot of damage. I think if they can get some spell rotations going on, this Mel could be a pretty good threat against everybody except Cassidin.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone except for Cassidin, they're going to need to rely on their top laner. But he is coming to play. He's doing exactly what they need him to do. So Set doing a great job there. Definitely was relying on Yardgrey right there. Still shoving in. Already has first tower done, just like last game as well. Yeah. So Yardgrey, very good player, and has himself a fight right now. Has the Haymaker onto level 11 Jax. 2-level lead for the Set right now.
Huge level lead. If I could get a gold toggle here for the Set, I'd love to see it's a lot of this gold. I mean, IKEA is up 700, but a lot of this gold difference is probably likely in this top lane. Senna is up a fair amount. Mid lane's also up a few hundred gold. Jungle is up a lot. So it's really, like we were saying, Yardgrey is going to be the main focal point, and it looks like IKEA have recognized that, and they're like, hey, we're gonna stay bot lane, and we're gonna try and carry through this Cassidin, carry through the Senna Braum, and it looks like this is a good setup here for Dragon.
And here they go. But a big difference maker also is Vahida. I mean, he just seems to have a sixth sense of where to be these games. 2 games in a row now. It's just right place, right time, every time. Swooping in like a superhero. And as I say that, red team, go ahead and start on this mid tower. They have themselves a rift. Good tower there. Red team winning the tower game. It's going to be a lot of extra gold in their pocket as well.
Yeah. And now they can take this pressure and go to Dragon. And
Dragon fight has started. Looks like Sedge going to get pushed off, and the Braum is there. Vahida's going to dive in with the Bandage Toss. Well, I think exhaust on this Sedge. Going to keep her in the distance.
Jax is coming.
The Mel's trying to throw in the E. It's not going to be enough. The Jax comes in as well. Has the stun. Senna picks up a kill. And that's going to be her 4th, looking good. The red team, they're looking to possibly contest this. Another big stun by the center. The set goes in. A big showstopper is going to land, but it's going to hit the Amumu. Can they find the damage piece? The backline trying to find a play. It's going to ult out of there onto the Jax, but Jax is countering. He has the backline. The Mel looking to find a way out. Has the W. It's not going to last. The shutdown onto the set. The Golden Eclipse is available. Do they want to use it?
Oh, no.
Rift Walk. He is causing chaos. Has a double kill. Wants a triple.
No.
Finds the set or the Mel. And that's a triple kill for the mid laner. Cassidy doing exactly what they drafted him to do, taking out the magicians. And it's a 10-6 play. IKEA finds a huge fight.
Oh no, it's a disaster there, Cal. I mean, this is your nightmare as you were talking about in draft. This is not what you want to see, unfortunately. And this is not even level 16 Cassidy yet. So this is still level 13, and they're off to the races already. It was a good setup there for a Moonrock, and I think IKEA kind of, dropping the ball, leaving mid lane pressure, and with the Herald play there for Moonrock. But I think Def not trying, just going in a little too early, and Peace and Yargray not being able to connect early enough with the Sejuani there. So I think if Moonrock were a little bit slower and waited for each other to get together, maybe it could have been a good fight. But it was just IKEA finding the great fight there, and Nugget really popping off on this Cassidy.
Yeah, huge fight there, and Jax just taking so many players' attention there in the backside. Had the Mel, had the Echo, had, I believe, the Karma all on him, was avoiding all of that damage with the well-placed counter. It just great job right there by IKEA winning that fight, and Cassidy picking up a couple kills, picking up a little extra gold is not what the MRG needs to see. They already, I believe, get outscaled, and at the biggest scaler on IKEA is 3-1. It's a recipe for disaster.
Oh, interesting. So this is going to be a Merm on a Cassidy. Can't say I've seen that one before.
No,
kind of makes
very
sense.
interesting. You normally see Cassidy go a little bit tanky, a little bit, maybe a little extra AP every now and then.
Yeah.
Definitely has his Rod of Ages, so has some tankiness, but interesting.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing a Seraphs, but I guess this game, maybe being knowing that they have the Merc Tread passive, they have their own Q shield passive. Maybe they just decided I don't need more shields, I just need damage. So looking for a play here onto Yargray.
Thinks he has the Jax, but the tables are turned on him. 4 blue team members surrounding the Fed set. And Jax picks up the kill, gets himself on the board, 1 and 3.
It's just unfortunate positioning. Oh, looking for maybe Nugget here.
Yeah, you can see just how much damage his Echo can do to Cassidy. He simply R's away. He has plenty left as well. Mel's coming to help out the fight as well. Maybe some stuns. Echo has to use the chrono break to get out. And there's a stun. That's going to keep Cassidy in a bad position. He has one more rip walk. But the Golden Eclipse would finish the job. The Edge still on the chase. Can they follow?
Nice.
That goes in. The burn is enough. A shutdown goes to the Mel. And it takes 4 of them, but they take down the Cassidy.
Yeah, you said it. Like, yeah, you can kill a Cassidy, but it takes 4 of you, especially when the set who we said is supposed to be the Cassidy killer is dead. And so it's going to take the entire team to kill the Cassidy. And, maybe in this situation, we're going to have to draw our attention back to that Muramana. If you had Seraphs there, Cassidy, maybe you don't die. You pop that giant shield, and all of a sudden, nobody's killing you in that situation. So, maybe a little bit of a punish there on the hubris, but I thank you, producer. You are hovering a second tier, so there is a chance that he's going to get both Muramana and a Seraph's Embrace.
Interesting. So Cassidy definitely going for a crazy build. We as the casters are very excited to see exactly what he's building, because I cannot fully tell you. Possibly the Seraphs. He might have made the infamous mistake. I have done the same thing. After you upgrade the Seraphs, it tells you that you got to buy a Seraphs again for suggested items. So maybe he did something crazy like that.
Maybe.
We will see.
I think there is a tech out there for Muramana Cassidy. I just I'm not a Cassidy player, so I don't know off the top of my head. But it could also just be a situation where hey we're up and we're the late game scaling team, and we're up 4,000 gold. So I can have a little bit of fun. It's probably the most likely thing, but it's definitely something we have to keep our eye on. But it was just a perfect highlight of like how much Moonrock have to commit to try and get this Cassidy down. And this Cassidy was alone, and that's without the help of Fajita, without the help of what a knobhead, without the help. And I think Dawning Shadow Senna ult came in there to help, but the entire team wasn't there, and it took them forever to kill a Cassidy. So in the team fights, it's just going to be really hard for Moonrock. Oh no, Peace, you're gonna
when he is going to get seen, immediately get stunned. He might not have enough time to chrono break. No. They're going to keep him CC. No ultimate for you, Echo. Senna picks up her 6th kill. And that is the target for Echo, but not if she has 3 blue team members surrounding her. Very
Yeah.
difficult to get to then.
Yeah, all eyes have been on, Nugget and Fajita on the Kassadin and Amumu, but quietly Etho has been putting in a better game compared to their Jinx last game. Yeah, off the back of a rough early laning phase from Jinx last game, now they had, 2 early kills on a botched dive from Wrath of Sath, and all of a sudden it looks like we got our graphic.
Level 16. Nuggets 3-2-1, 209 CS. Another great game of CSing too. Nugget has been silently dominating these 2 games. And as we say that, it looks like the Jax, he's in the middle of a fight, has a couple players here. MRG has some help. The Sedge comes in looking for the stun. A good counter, but the Haymaker is going to finish the job. Maybe it was Mel. Mel takes down the kill. Meanwhile, IKEA get themselves a free dragon while they got 4 members worrying about the Jax.
Yeah, Jax for Dragon. You'll take that trade any day of the week for IKEA. Look good look there for Moonrock as well. But yeah, as our producer has just showcased with that great graphic there, I think Kassadin is level 16, and this game is gonna get harder and harder as time goes on. Looking for a pick here onto Yargray, but I don't think there's much there to do. But as I was saying before, Etho quietly having a better game than last game, and Nugget, like you said, quietly dominating both games as well. So it's just like an overall, so far in both game 1 and so far in game 2, just IKEA quietly dominating Moonrock.
Yeah, and obviously the unsung hero, but you guys are used to it. Braum quietly with a perfect game. 0 kills, 0 deaths, all assists. You love to see that. As I say that, here it is. And here's why it sucks to go against Kassadin as Echo. And he's going to stop chasing. It doesn't matter if you stun him. Guess what? He has more ult. He can keep chasing you. Oh, but thank God Sedge is there. Has to throw out the ult to stop that Kassadin chase. And Echo, even with ult, even with Ignite, full combo, not even close to winning that trade.
Yeah, if I could get just looking at the items, like it's 3-item Kassadin versus a 1.5 item Echo. It's not looking too good. So side lanes are going to be really rough for Moonrock. I think they're going to have to send Yargray into that lane if they can, but it's unfortunately not up to Moonrock to decide the lane assignments right now. I mean, they just did, but Kassadin's backing right now, and they do have TP to go top lane. They have TP to go anywhere they want to. So Yargray is going to have to try and lane into this Kassadin to prevent them from really running over the game. But this Echo getting an early kill and almost getting a second kill earlier in the game, not paying off right now.
And Jax, he is going to get caught out right here. Dark Moon is going to land a good stun. Jax doing some decent damage right back there to the Karma, but here comes the Echo trying to fight. And Jax taking a little bit while to activate the Grandmaster at Arms. It's not going to help him. Meanwhile, Teleport's coming in topside. It looks like the blue team, they want to fight here. Nugget dives in.
Here comes Yargray.
He takes a ton of damage immediately. And it looks like the setup finds the Echo. You got a backline set trying to chase down the Kassadin, but he has a way out, has a showstopper, has to use it onto the Braum. Pulls the Braum into danger, but the shield protects him. Sedge wanting over the stun. Kassadin right back over the wall. The damage is starting to stack up. It's a double kill, and it is just Mel left alive. And Kassadin last in the face of the bot laner as he picks up a triple kill for IKEA, and that is an ace. Blue team heading over to the objective pit.
It's another triple kill for Nugget there on the Kassadin. What started off as a pick onto the Jax quickly turns into a huge team fight win for IKEA, finding all 5 members of Moonrock on right next to Baron. So it's gonna be a huge gold injection here for IKEA, and waves pushing in their favor. So it's just gonna be this game is just blown wide open for IKEA, and not much Moonrock can really do right now to stop it.
No, this team, IKEA, just scaling just so well. Senna, a great scaling champion, sit at 8-0 right now. Definitely killable by the Echo, but even Echo getting an influx of 1,000 gold, I don't think is going to make the difference they need to. No. They just don't have the damage to take out some of these tankier champions. Kassadin getting a ton of health, a ton of damage now that he's level 17. And here we go, IKEA with the Baron, possibly looking to end it here with 1 or 2 more fights.
Yeah, thank you, producer, for showcasing the Senna stacks there. I think it was 81 right now for Senna. So they have IE, they have the RFC. So this Senna fully online, so if this Cassin was already a problem, Senna in the backline just free hitting and everything is going to be even more of a problem. So unfortunately that last fight, Yargray looking for a big, haymaker to try and turn the fight, but just couldn't find a big grouping there. So well played there by IKEA to, spread themselves out, trying to prevent Yargray from getting a game-changing haymaker. But, just right now, just playing the waves, playing with this Baron, it's going to be really hard for Moonrock to try and clear waves. It's just Mel with wave clear right now.
And here we go. Set does find the haymaker against this the Cassidy. Cassidy trying to get out. There it is. The another haymaker. The showstopper already got in, but there's the Cassidy ultimate, and he is gone. Set trying to chase. And there is no catching up to that champion. Meanwhile, Senna picks up a kill on the Echo. Makes it look easy. Blue team, they're still pushing in. It looks like the Mel is going to get stunned by the Senna stun. A few more auto
Senna's going in. Etho's going in.
He's starting to get stacked up. Blue team, they're pushing in. The Baron,
there's Jax
coming in with a full health bar, lands a stun as well. And down goes the Sedge. A single Canyon minion left. Can they take this tower? Waiting for this next wave. Baron still active for them.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna go get their third dragon, take them up to Soul Point for them, and it's a disaster for Moonrock. Off screen, Echo dying to the Senna, like you said, and Senna going for now 10 kills up, So it's not looking really good for Moonrock. IKEA doing a really good job playing a 4-1. Having the slippery Cassin in the side lane, and I did say we needed Yargray to lane into them, but it's the same problem that Echo's gonna have. You can't catch up to this Cassin once they just start ulting Rift walking around, and they're gonna have to send multiple members to try and get some CC onto Cassin in his side and have a chance of bursting them, but it's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah, IKEA just chock full of bounties right now on their team. And one more big shout out to Braum. I know you are support, you are the forgotten role, but 0-17 this game. Braum having literally the perfect support game, providing so much help with this Senna, feeding her up so well. Now they see that Fajita's feeding kills. They're gonna find the Sedge. The W isn't even needed. Echo trying to go into stun, but he would have gone into his death. Lets the Sedge die. And blue team looking for another tower to take.
Not much to say there, unfortunately. Sedge trying to contest their blue buff, but there was 4 members of IKEA there to help out Fajita and just easy catch onto Sejuani. So they're probably going to break this bot tier 2 and then really look to siege onto this inhibitor. I doubt that they can. Their Baron is run out by now, so IKEA probably going to be looking for this next Baron to try and end the game, or just sit in MRG Moonrock's jungle to find picks that will open up the map and enable them to end the game.
Yeah, they have so much pressure right now on these lanes. Red team just really looking, or MRG really looking for a foothold, trying to find something to get them into this. But I, as a caster, am having trouble seeing what they could possibly do to get back into this game, barring an absolute disaster by IKEA and just giving them free gold.
Yeah, it's just the only thing I'm thinking of right now is just a miracle showstopper into a big haymaker that just blows up the entirety of IKEA. But I think it's just going to be the unsung hero Braum going to be preventing that from happening.
And that's going to be a good play. Mel does find a decent stun, has some Qs throwing in the damage, but the magic resist on IKEA is just too great. Fajita sitting in the middle of all of them. Jack's going to dive back in as well. Good shutdown by the stun. They have a double kill.
No.
But wait a second. Here comes the cast, and he has a backline. He takes down one. They're trying to find the damage. The Mel is still alive. Can't you go into the golden eclipse? It looks like the play set takes out the cast. A lot of gold. He has a haymaker as well. They're going to get a stun on her tower. And this is exactly what we're talking about. MRG find a clutch fight. It is just the Senna left alive. She dodges out the stun, but Echo on the chase of the 1,000 gold. And MRG with a clutch fight get themselves an ace. Put this gold lead down to 10K and possibly have a sliver of hope.
It's not a caster curse, it's a caster blessing, apparently. I just had to speak it into existence. So that huge fight there for MRG, but IKEA, what are you guys doing getting caught out there? I think Cassidy took off like 3 or 4 tower shots before they finally got themselves into the team fight, and everyone just going in one by one. The hubris of this giant gold lead getting to IKEA's head. So I think Moonrock, you have a little bit of a chance to, try and walk back some of this gold lead, but miracle fight there for Moonrock. But unfortunately, no objectives on the map, so nothing that they get a few kills, they push out a few waves, but not much else to punish there. So for Moonrock, so lucky for you guys, IKEA. There's not much sway there, but giving 5 kills over for I think was 1 or 2, not ideal in any situation.
Yeah, great shutdowns, great ego boost for MRG, but unfortunately the sad truth is they are still 8 to 9K down in this game. So still a massive advantage, and they are still facing an 8-3 Castle, and that situation has not changed. Senna's still looking strong. But nonetheless, MRG, they just found 1 fight. They know they can maybe find another one. It is a matter of a couple of lucky plays in a row. They could get back in this game. As I say that, they're going to walk in disaster. It looks like Wrath of Seth is going to get hit by Nugget, but he does not finish out that fight. The aggression seems to have timid a little bit here in IKEA.
Yeah, it looks like they're posturing around this dragon. This is soul point. This will be soul point for IKEA. But the Baron is spawned right now, so I mean, I think IKEA could leverage both cases. I would like to see them, try and take control of this mid wave, but it looks like they're just gonna opt for the control of the mid river and just wait for Moonrock to walk into them. I mean, it's gonna be hard. Someone's face checking right now,
and there it is. Yargray is gonna get hit by the Amumu set, not the target they're looking for. Good job there by MRG clearing out this vision. And they are ready for a dragon fight right now. Both teams possibly. The dragon has spawned. It's going to be set in Edge as the front line. Amumu not able to land the bandage toss. Mel throwing in a little bit of damage. Some Qs right there, trying to find a stun. And it's not going to be last name, but Set, he's going to go in deep right now in the between all of the bandage toss. Going to go wide, but Set is surrounded by 4 red team members. And the Senna pumping in the damage as the red team chases after the Cassidon. The Set is left alone. And he goes down quickly. The Cassidon providing so much support right there.
This is not good.
And he does get stunned, but has the Rift Walk to get it right in time.
Oh, huge removal.
A lot of damage, but not quite enough. It looks like the Cassidon, providing the distraction, is going to be enough for the rest of IKEA to get the kills. And that's the ace. They have a wave, and they are heading towards that Nexus.
I think it's GG here for IKEA. Moonrock, you tried your best to come back into this game. You found a good fight, but it's just a clean ace here for IKEA. Fajita hitting a huge 4-man ulti, setting up the Cassidon, setting up the Senna. It's just, other than a little bit of a mishap there in the base, but it's just a clean game here for IKEA. Nothing stopping them. It's nothing stopping this Cassidon. It's just GG here for IKEA.
Yeah, unbelievable job. And I was wondering, I saw Seth for so long surrounded by the blue team. Like, where is his team at? They are all chasing down this Cassidon who's doing Riftmakers through the jungle. Maybe a small but bad misplay there. Probably could have helped that set out. Maybe they were too distracted trying to kill that Cassidon. But either way, IKEA picking up game 2, getting themselves a victory.
Yeah, it's like looking at the goal, the damage charts here. Etho coming in hot with this Senna, almost 37,000 damage. So huge game here, but it was a lot of this. We talked about it in draft. We talked about it throughout the game. It was this Cassidon that was really just the big problem for Moonrock, and they quite frankly delivered everything that they needed to. It's like they had very little threat onto them, unfortunately. But it was just complete domination, other than a few solo kills or a few solo kills in the early game. But good game, GG, IKEA.
Well done, IKEA. And I believe we actually have the ADC Etho in here for a interview coming up here in a second, guys. We're going to see how he felt about that game. Dominating performance, though, by IKEA. They remain a force to be reckoned with here in Ryzen Esports. See if any team has what it takes to beat these guys. But still, great performance out of Moonrock game, and they gave it all. Very impressive play from that set. Loved seeing the Echo pick. Already became one of my favorite players here in Esports, or Ryzen Esports. But nice try, Moonrock. Congratulations to IKEA. Dominating performance.
So it looks like we do have Etho now.
Ethos, how you doing, my man?
Hey, I'm doing good.
Well played, my dude. That Senna game was something to behold.
Thank you so much. It felt really good to get that game. It's not always the easiest to convince your team to play Senna bot in competitive play. So no, it felt really good after not so good of a Jinx game earlier from me. But yeah, no, it was good.
Well,
Yeah,
we were
speaking of
definitely questioning it. Me and Arrow
yeah.
definitely questioned that Senna pick. We didn't know if it was going to turn out, but it was absolutely incredible. So much damage, and your Braum also, just setting up kills left, right, and center. It seemed like.
Yeah, yeah, definitely shout out to our support Knobhead. He
Mm.
doesn't play a lot of League nowadays, mostly Valorant, but he was up for this. He's played a couple games, gotten his hands warm again, so he's definitely back. Played a really good game. Yeah, want to shout out our mid laner too, Nugget. He had a little bit of a rough week last week, playing off role, hands rusty a little bit, but I think he showed why this week he showed why he was the only one in our team ranked top 5 in their role. So yeah, it was good redemption game from everyone in the series. So we're really happy.
Yeah, speaking of Nugget, I mean, we were like singing the praises of this Kassadin pick. So can you talk us through of like what you guys were really thinking for draft? Because I think you both in both game one and game two, you guys had pretty clear draft strategies of just kind of like weathering early game and like kind of scaling for late. So you want to talk about a little bit of that Kassadin pick specifically and maybe draft strategy?
Sure. Let me think. So game 2, we were actually planning on playing Yone into Mel and their comp.
Mm.
Um, I don't know if I should have given that away. Who cares? We were planning on playing Yone, but then like 5 seconds left. Nugget, he was like, "Dude, it's a turbo Kassadin angle here. Let's do it." And we're like, "Okay, if we trust you, go for it." And it turned out well.
Yeah, great pickup on that cast, and obviously Nugget both games, phenomenal performance. And then the jungle, just every time that fight seemed to break out, your jungler was right there, ready to go. On that Amumu pick was absolutely nutty. Also the Volibear, just great performances both games there.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely didn't shout him out earlier, but like Fajita, obviously he's like our rock. He
Mm.
runs our early game. Big
Mm.
inspired fan. I don't know if you guys can tell, but nah, he's really good. Probably our best player, and really lucky to have him.
Yeah, it just seemed like he throughout the series he was just always in the right place at the right time. So, um, but I think and something else. I think the only person left out of your team that we haven't really talked about is your top laner. Having to deal with one of the better top laners in the league. How was drafting into that and how was prepping for that? Because I think you know Moonrock's top laner, like we were saying, has one of the highest damage shares and a lot of the gold. So it's really a big challenge there for top lane. So do you want to talk about a little bit of trying to play into that?
Yeah, it was definitely something we talked about a lot before
Hmm.
before the game, like WL Yar Gray. Like we looked at his stats a bit, and despite them not really winning many games, like he has like some insane stats, like even on like tanks and stuff, like insane damage numbers, insane laning numbers. So we were definitely like something we were looking at, and we were not interested in giving him Ilawi for sure. But I think like GKS for us in the top lane, like I mean, maybe laning didn't go like the best today, but he's been really solid and he's been improving a lot. And he obviously had a really good week 1, and so we are. It's great to have him too, and he's really confident against anyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
he's been
obviously saw
great.
that.
He's been great. He's been great. He played Zahen like game week 1 when he had like a really good Zahen game. That was like his like 4th time playing Zahen. So he's confident and really good, and we're really happy to have him. It feels really good right now.
Yeah, he held his own against a great top lane. And well, big shout out to the entirety of the IKEA team. Ethos, you guys played absolutely incredible. Thank you for joining us here in the Castles booth for a few questions and comments. I cannot wait for future games, my man. You guys keep it up. Hopefully you continue this win streak going.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Have a wonderful day. All right, guys. Thank you so much for the incredible game number 2 of Risen Esports. Obviously, I am joined here by my man Arrow. Is a phenomenal series. Arrow, any closer remarks before we sign out, my man?
Nothing much other than great cast today, Cal. You were absolutely smurfing it. I thought always a pleasure casting with you. Can't wait for next week. I mean, I'm sure we have a lot more good games to cast as the season goes on. So, always excited to cast with you.
The Arrow Cal duo reigns supreme, you guys. Join us every Monday. You can catch us again for another Risen Esports game, guys. I am already excited for it. You guys mark in your calendars, be here for it. And thank you all once again for joining us for Risen Esports. If you have not already hit that follow button, make sure you do. Get notified when this amazing stream goes live. You guys can join us all the time, chat with us, hang out with us. I will see all of you folks next time on The Riff. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.